Today we're going to shoot the 450-400 in 3-inch configuration, and this specific cartridge is also known as the 400 Jeffery. It propels, or was designed or proclaimed to propel, a 400 grain projectile either in soft or solid configuration at 2,125 feet a second. Now, putting those kind of rounds through the chronograph, they all left the muzzle at about 1,990 feet a second. So we just loaded the Woodley softs and solids again to approximate that 1,990 feet a second, and you'll see it regulates pretty well, shoots on target. Again, we have the 375 Holland & Holland as a reference caliber or bullet cartridge on the right hand side of your screen. And then we have the two, a soft and a solid, loaded with Woodley there in the 450-400 3-inch. And something that is very noticeable from this caliber is, firstly, it has a very long sloping neck. And secondly, the rim on this cartridge is actually a little thicker than even the 470 Nitro Express, and that's due to Jeffery designing this specific cartridge for use with cordite and not black powder. So it wasn't a black powder cartridge first and then redesigned or repurposed. There exists a 450-400 in 3 1/4, and that specific caliber has a couple of challenges. Number one is it was originally developed for black powder, so by simply putting cordite into it, it had a very thin brass cartridge and pressures were high, and it kind of developed a reputation for sticking in the chamber early on. Now you can download it a little bit, but then you have to re-regulate it. And secondly, there was a time where a lot of different barrel diameters or groove diameters were actually manufactured in the 450-400 3 1/4. So you need to be very sure what your groove diameter is before you buy projectiles, where with the 450-400 in Jeffery, it was consistent right from the beginning. So if you have a 450-400 3-inch, it's very easy to get the right diameter bullet for it. The rifle we're going to shoot in caliber 450-400 3-inch is an original William Jackman Jeffery designed for that specific cartridge. And just a couple of things I want to show you on this specific rifle. I think just the amount of man hours spent engraving everything around this action. I mean, it's a very plain box lock action, but the amount of effort that must have gone into actually engraving this action is kind of crazy, but that was how they did it in the old days. So this rifle is a extractor type gun, so if you open it, it will only push out the snap caps, in this case, out to about 1/4 inch, and you've got to throw them out again. Jeffery had a very characteristic third bite that they put into their actions. It was almost an exact circle that created a cone that just slipped into that action. Very, very tight lock. Locks up the barrels very nicely. You can see they saved some money. There's no side clips on this action. And again, one of those things that I just want to show you here is really the optimism of people using this caliber. I mean, here we have the 100-yard fixed blade, and this son of a gun goes all the way up to 500 yards. So it is a bullet that does travel well, and it has built a really good reputation as a dangerous game rifle. Really adequate to hunt buffalo, elephant, and you'll see it's actually a pleasure to shoot. The recoil on this rifle is really not that bad.